I'm AJ. I'm 28 years old. I was born August 14th, 1985 in Dearborn, Michigan at Oakwood Main Hospital. My mother was a teen mom. She was the young age of 17 when she had me. I did not have your typical everyday household where I had a mom and a dad, or I had a dad that I went to go see on the weekends, or a dad that my mom fought with, or any of those things. My dad just found out about me 4 years ago. Um, I made the first move, obviously, because he didn't know about me, and I continued to make the first move to try to gain a relationship with him. And although I have had the opportunity to meet him, and I met him for last year, about a year ago, I still don't have the relationship that I once longed for with him, and I'm okay with that now. I actually have had the opportunity to find out why my mom didn't tell him about me, and that's because he's the same person that she knew when she first met him 29 years ago. Fortunately for me, though, I did get an opportunity to find out that I have two brothers and two sisters. I have a whole extended family that opened their arms to me, and I still keep in contact with, and I enjoyed, getting to know everybody. It was kind of funny to, meet new people and say I look so much like somebody that I just met. My brother and I actually, we look a lot alike, which was funny, and I spent my first holiday with him and his wife and my niece and my nephews last Thanksgiving, and one night we sat there talking all night and just kind of compared ourselves to each other and noticed that we have a lot in common and we have similar features. I was very fortunate to have my mom and grandma growing up. We didn't have a lot of money. I may not have had everything that everybody else had, but I had something that meant more, and that was them. I watched my grandma do whatever she could for my mom and I. I watched my mom work multiple jobs and different shifts, and just to make sure that I had stuff for Christmas or my birthday. And Grams, my Grams is a trip. She still is. I probably was a little too spoiled by her, and still am. My mom and I have more of a sibling kind of relationship. We tend to butt heads a lot, but there's still love there, and the relationship is still good. I have a fiance that I have been with now for 5 years, Lindsay. I believe I showed her picture last time in my video, one of a goofy picture and one of a normal picture with her. We are raising two boys together. We currently are fighting right now in the state of Michigan for me to be able to legally adopt the boys, but as all of you know, this is an ongoing thing in Michigan right now, trying to fight for equal rights. My educational background, I am starting out at Schoolcraft right now. I probably can tell you honestly that I bit off a little more than I can chew. My first semester back into school, I took 5 online classes, which is really starting to get to me a little bit. But in the end, it'll pay off. I did attend college when I was 18 and 19. I have to be honest when I tell you that I wasn't ready for it. It took me almost 10 years after the fact to try it again, and now I'm ready. I am hoping to pursue a career in criminal justice, preferably Department of Corrections. If this is something that doesn't happen for me working as a correctional officer, then I would like to do something that I can make a difference in just somebody's life. I have to say there's quite a few things that are unique about me. My mom is biracial, and my mother's mom and dad met at a car wash back in the 60s, and my grandma worked at the car wash, and my granddad was a customer, and he was a smooth talker and got to know my grandma, and they had a relationship, had a child together. They lived in LA. Believe it or not, in LA, things were a lot different during the Civil Rights Movement when Dr. King was at his prime, and when my mom was growing up, it wasn't as common to have multiracial children, and when she came back to Michigan, it was pretty much unheard of. My mom struggled a lot during school, and that's kind of where I can relate to her too, because although people are really pushing the issue about same-sex marriages and same-sex adoptions and just equal rights for same-sex couples, it wasn't as common as you think as a teenage. When I was a teenager, I was, I remember being in middle school and struggling then, defending myself because I was good in sports. I earned the nickname of Mike Davis when I was a teenager because I was awesome at basketball. I happened to be really good at baseball. I still am a huge fan of baseball. I wish I could still play, but that's not happening. I'm a little old for that. But, my mom and I have a lot more in common the older that I get. I wish that, I probably should have talked to her a little bit more and kind of got her advice on things and see what I could have did differently. But, life is what it is. You live and you learn, and right now I'm learning to be who I am. Some other things about me is that I am currently involved in a lawsuit. I believe that I told everybody that I was involved in a motor vehicle accident on 2/28/10. I injured my back. I have 2 rods in there. I have 4 screws, which was very painful. It still can be painful at times. I do have random seizures, and they're not your average seizures, I guess you could say. Like, I have non-epileptic seizures, but we're trying to figure out what we can do about them to treat them. One of the things that I have been going through the past 3.5 years is this lawsuit fighting for benefits that I deserve. And not trying to preach to everybody, but I really think that people really should read into the no-fault laws and everything, and hopefully nobody has to go through what I had to go through and fighting for benefits that I deserve. But it is what it is. Hopefully I can get through it, and I believe you guys can see my cats fighting in the background. I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you a little bit better. I enjoy your videos very much. I hope that you guys enjoy getting to know me a little bit better. And let's go Tigers.